I always try, like, I had friend Krista on yesterday. She's a creative person too. And so I was like, I'm trying to get a creative profile of you. So I was asking, like, oh, what movies do you like? Or, you know, what are you listening to? Because, you know what I mean, your watch list could tell me something about you.
For sure.
Right?
For sure. Especially if there depends on what type of creator there are too.
How do you, like, for something that's, I would say niche, because you're the only cocktail videographer I know.
Like hardcore committed to it, yeah.
Right? Like, who else? So for Teves, like, what do you look at to pull from, if any?
Oh man, I'd say it's kind of an easy one for me because the people or team that I saw their work in the beginning and was incredibly inspired by it is it's an Instagram account known as Equal Parts Cocktail, and I stumbled upon one of their videos in I want to say July of 2017, and at the time,
well, that's pinpoint, dog. July 2017.
Yeah, I think
okay.
it's July 2017, if I can recall correctly, because I still watch the video to this day.
Okay.
But it was just the style of everything just spoke to me as a creator.
What's it called? Sorry, I just like check them out too.
Instagram. It'll be equal.
Like EQ. Okay. Equal.
Underscore parts. Underscore cocktail. They're probably popping up. Already.
Yeah.
They're not as active lately.
Okay.
But this is part of this is kind of like almost beginning parts of the story because I came across this video of theirs and I watched it. The music, it was just like hip hop, like boom bap, like slap type music. And I was like, all right, like you already got my attention.
Yeah.
And it was the showmanship of the way they bartended. The cuts and the edits were unlike anything I ever seen before. And I'm very confident in saying that they standardized. Everyone saw that and followed it. Everybody wanted to do a version of that at that time. And I meant to ask Milo, one of the brothers. It's funny because they're Equal Parts Cocktail, which...
Oh, these two guys are brothers?
Yeah, they're twins.
Oh.
So they're literally equal parts brothers. So like
Got it.
Yeah, they nailed
Got
it, right?
it. Yeah.
But at the time, I had a Sony A6300 that my baby mama at the time bought. And I mean, we took some photos with it and whatnot, but I had no idea how to do video at all, like other than with my phone, right? And I remember I saw their video and I messaged them. I was like, hey, like, I'm just curious, what kind of like camera you guys use? And they answered me like immediately and they're like, oh, we shoot with a Sony A6500. So I was like, oh, that's kind of like the camera I have.
Just a little,
so I looked into it a little bit more and I was like, bro, I could do that with this thing I already have. So that's kind of where I started to realize, like, let me try and play around with this. And at the time, I was deep into the bar industry out here. Even before I saw their stuff, I had this, like, I wanted to find a way to, like, promote what we were doing. Actually, what my friends were doing at their bars and with their cocktails. And I started with some photos. And then when I saw their Equal Parts work, I saw what camera they're using. And I realized, like, that's basically the same camera I have, except mine doesn't have in-body stabilization, but everything else is almost the same. Yeah. So I was like, oh, okay, let's dabble with this. So going back to meeting Tyler started his ice business, and him and I became really good friends over say like the midterm after that. But some of the first stuff I shot that actually looked pretty good was like ad stuff that him and I would do in his ice shop.
So that was, wow, like you're shooting ice in his ice shop.
Yeah, like he's cutting the ice, and like we did a couple where like we're just pouring whiskey over a clear ice cube and stuff. Like I had the A6300, and the funny thing is I rented the 2470 GM from ProCam back, from Pro Camera Hawaii.
Yeah,
I rented it back then, and the thing, like, we'll probably get into it in a little bit, but I shoot with the Mark II now. But that Mark I was freaking huge, dude. On the A6300 body, dude,
I was about to say
ridiculous.
Yeah, that would look like.
And I had no idea what I was doing.
Putting this cup on my phone right there, kind of like.
Literally, that actually.
It's like this, bro.
That's
I know.
Very, very good representation of it.
The A63, 65, 66.
Pretty much all same archetype, right?
Bro,
like,
but it's a great, like, it was introduced to me as like a backup camera, a backup body to keep in your bag type of thing.
Yeah.
I was like, why is it so popular? And then I looked into it, and yeah, bro, that's a
they're
hitter.
crazy powerful.
Oh,
I mean,
workhorse.
back then, like APS-C didn't mean anything to me. I was just like, oh, that's
Hey,
fine. Like,
video's a video, huh?
yeah, I was like, that's fine with me. But yeah, that was kind of the beginning phases of it and where it started. And honestly, even through the years, like when I was at Kohana doing cocktail videos, like I became pretty close with the Equal Parts guys. And
Wait, are they in Hawaii then?
They're in SF. They're in San Francisco.
Okay.
But yeah, dude, honestly, I would say they're probably, when it comes to me owning cocktail video specialists, like if it wasn't for them in many different facets, like I would not have the skill set I have now at this time.
That to me is like hearing, I don't know, like a rapper say, "Oh, Andre 3000, I saw him in," you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Kind of,
yeah, for real.
I think it's good to have that inciting moment where it's like, that's what I want to do.
And it's very defining too.
And knowing like, wait, I have the same tool almost.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
close enough.
Oh man. So that is how you started Equal Parts, which I just took a brief scroll. I'm like, okay, I can see how you
fire.
It's clean. Almost, yeah, dare I say minimalist. It almost feels like recently I've been looking at architecture.
Okay.
I try and look at architecture the way I look at other things.
Got it.
Music, videos,
Like,
movies.
In what way?
Just in that someone went through a creative process to make this.
Okay.
A lot of times it's like buildings that make so what?
Yeah.
It's more like business materials kind of cost
Yeah.
evaluation decisions. But when you look at custom built buildings, homes, even hotels, like different scales, I start to appreciate the artistry behind it a little bit more.
Yep.
So it's just like a recent thing I've been like thinking about. So having that almost like a model, like we all have that one movie or one book or whatever. And now I think you not only are doing it, like one day someone will look at your stuff and feel the same way, hopefully, right?
That's
right.
What
That's
I
the
hope
goal.
for. And I hope to have resources available to them to, if they like what I do, they can learn how I do it from.
Right.